First day he started teaching at Castlemont, because we started teaching the same time 8 years ago in classrooms 2 doors from each other for the last 8 years. I know this man. This man is from Memphis, Tennessee, and if you've ever been to Memphis, Memphis is a lot like Oakland, just bigger and blacker. So he knew this kind of zip code. He knew this, so he took to Deep East very quickly. And this man was a master degree black math teacher. Teaching in the Deep East. He could have got a job anywhere. And let me tell you something. I used to go in Boomer's class, and his class was so chill. He had the blinds closed. He had some soft jazz music playing. He had a lava lamp in there, and the kids was getting off on doing math. So much, that influenced me so much so that I play music every day, because his class, he had a vibe of like, hey, we're going to have fun while we do this. And then after, and you know, he's from Memphis, but he went to Tennessee State in Nashville, and then he went and got his master's in North Carolina, and then he came to Oakland. Young man in his mid-20s. He evolved to, he became the pathway lead. That's a big position at a school, because all the money at the schools go through the pathways. So now he was in charge of the money to fuel the pathways, give them projects. You know, he had to innovatively create projects for them, and that's when he started reaching out to community partners. And you know why I know that Boomer was so good about the money? Because if you go around the corner to his house, his raggedy old car is still in front of his house. Boomer wasn't concerned about that. Very unperturbed, humble, spiritual. And so I just want to tell you a couple of Boomer stories, and then I'm going to leave you. The first one is, the last time I saw Boomer was Wednesday, the day he died. You want to know what he was doing during the day? That's the end of the year, and the pathway, one of the pathways has to do these projects in front of the community partners and everybody. So this was a particular pathway, SUDA, Sustainable Urban Design Academy, and they did all kind of projects related to the Oakland Coliseum deal. They was on the Oakland Coliseum deal before this deal even kind of materialized. So all the heads were there, Ray Bobbitt and all of them, they were doing their presentations. And Boomer was there in a plaid jacket and a tie. He looked like a Harvard professor. He wanted these kids to know, this shit matters. You guys are important. He dressed up for it like it was inauguration. Nobody else does that but somebody like Boomer. But here's the last story I'm going to tell. Because me and Boomer, we was on the same floor in the main building. I had the best room in the whole school. I still got it. It's 2 rooms. It's big. It's airy. It looks out on the schoolyard. And every year, folks is coming for that room. They want that room. Boomer always wanted that room. He wanted to do projects with that room. So this year, I get an email from the principal. He says, well, your next year assignment is, I'm going to put you in another room. I said, what the? This is my room. I post up here. So I knew Boomer would know something about it, because Boomer knew everything about the school. So I texted Boomer. I said, Boomer, come up here. I said, Boomer, they trying to take my room, man. Do you know anything about this? And he had that funny little smile that he had, and I knew it was Boomer that was trying to get my room again. And so I didn't out him, but I said, damn, Boomer, you know, everybody, all the kids know me. This is my spot. You know, I create magic in this room. And he said, well, I think they want to use this room to make so they can do projects and stuff. I knew Boomer was behind it. And he stood there, and you know what? He saw how passionate I was about that. And you know what he said to me? I'm going to see if I can work it out. And so 2 days later, I got to keep my room. But let me tell you this. If I had the opportunity, I would tell Boomer, come back, get your room. I'd rather have you here than to have that room. Thank you.
Thank you. Space is open for who would like to speak next. Okay, Carter. You take it? Okay. I want to let his close people speak first.
I just want to piggyback off of Mr. Arterberry. We came to Castlemont together. Boomer is my guy. This is a genuine guy, people. This guy is real as real can get. We just did a project for the vocal ensemble at our school. Our third annual year, Boomer stepped up and did the resource fair for me. Like, Foster, I'm going to take care of all this stuff for you. I'm going to get all these partners out here. I'm going to get all this stuff going for you. You just do what you do and let me do what I do. And that's Boomer. We love him at Castlemont, you guys. I'm telling you, everyone loved him. If some of his students are here from Cal, with Diane is here, just from away from here, but still know the love that Boomer has for all his kids at Castlemont and his faculty and staff. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you for this time, and I want to say thank you to Dr. Marvin Boomer. This moment here is not about Oakland. It's not about the California Highway Patrol. It's not about me being the pastor at Greater House of Prayer, Church of God in Christ in Oakland. This moment of time is all about Dr. Boomer, who was a role model to everyone. He was an African American with a PhD, and you just don't see that every day. So I just want to take this moment in time to just let us reflect that this moment is all about Dr. Boomer. God bless you.
Thank you for saying that, Pastor. Yes, sis, please.
Hello, y'all probably see me on the news the other day. They caught me off guard, so today I'm prepared somewhat. Yeah, exactly what everybody's saying. I come from the Castle staff. I'm in OUSD. I just bought a home in East Oakland, and Boomer's the one who hooked me up with the PAC and the 40x40. And, I mean, he promoted all the community orgs. I used to lead the pathway. He was over me. My daughter attends Howard. He was at the homecoming in Howard, the HBC. Stand up, black man. And this, we all coming out now for this. This means we need to show up for Oakland community, and we need to do it as individuals, but let's please do it for folks like Boomer, and just all of us. We need to do better. I know there is a separate issue here, but we definitely appreciate people coming out to recognize him for who he was, and for him to decide to stay in Oakland, you know what I mean? And I mean connecting everyone. Shout out to the students out here. He touched so many students. I mean, just solid brother. I hope this inspires everyone to just do our best to be safe, do our best to look out for each other in these streets, get to know your neighbors, slow down when you're driving, even though we got to be on the defense all the time. You know, I just think we need to take this moment to think about how Oakland does have a lot going on. We have beautiful people here. You know, we're trying to do great things, and let's not let the separate issues deter us. Let's come together on the issues that we're facing and have discussions and come up with solutions and work together. He would want us to do that, you guys. Awesome brother. And so I just had to speak. He's like my brother from another mother. He always looked out for me, and we just have to just give praise and shout out Boomer today. Thank you guys so much.
Just holding space. Come, please. You don't have to raise your hand, y'all. I'm literally just the microphone holder.
Hi, my name's Jaime. I'm with a group called Dare to Struggle Bay Area, and I found out about this a few days ago. What happened to Mr. Boomer? our organization is trying to fight against police brutality all across the country, and to hear people say that it's a separate issue when it was a CHP chase that caused this death, to me is really upsetting. I think, like, they say the CHP ended the chase, right? But there are witnesses that say the CHP cars were 5, maybe 10 seconds behind the person who hit this fire hydrant. And to me, that's not an ended chase. That's cars tailing him. That's him thinking he's being pursued. And it's reasonable for someone to speed away from the police when they think they can get murdered, because police murder people every single day in this country. And to me, this is a murder, a death caused by police, caused by the CHP. And I think to say that it's a separate issue maybe takes away from some of the gravity of this moment and the gravity of the other police killings that have happened in the Bay Area, and the other injuries that have been caused by these chases.
Thank you, Derek. Today we're going to respect what Boomer's friends and family have said that they want. That's what we're doing today. I fight this fight every single day in this city, and I have for 15 years. And if I can take a pause to just stand here and honor a black life, that everybody can take a pause and stand here and honor a black life when black folks said that that's what we're about to do here today. Sorry, I'm not trying to Cat Brooks it today. I'm really just trying to be a microphone holder, but I want anybody else who comes up here to be clear. We're here to honor this. I didn't know Dr. Boomer. I didn't even know who he was until I got the call for media, because I'm who gets those calls in this city. And a lot of times, most of the time that we have these vigils, they're so we can identify friends and family, because most of the people we lose, they don't have y'all. They just don't, to your point, sis, about us being together, right? And so a lot of times, we become the only voices. That's not the case. And so I want to make sure there's space for as many of y'all's voices as possible. We don't just fight at APTP. We believe in healing justice and interrupting trauma. That's why we've got the healers here with the seeds and the chair massage. We're clear that it's the people that knew Dr. Boomer that are hurting, and also Oakland is hurting, right? Black folks in Oakland are hurting. And so instead of letting that fester, we said, well, let's come on and open up some space and let's be together. So I know people get shy about being on the mic, and we can stand here in silence as long as possible, as long as needed. Are you ready?
I want to go back to talking about Boomer. I was one of those community partners that he worked with. I talked about him all the time as one of the most brilliant teachers I have ever met. I last worked with him on May 17th when we worked together with a bunch of community partners, PG&E, the Butterfly Movement, Stop Waste, Collective Resilience, Castlemont teachers. Together, we worked in the garden. We got our hands dirty in the soil, and we harvested food, we planted, and we ate together, and we looked at each other, and we said, this is it. He stood for all the good things in life, all the good things. We used to have lots of conversations about education, how it needed to be so hands-on and full of community partners, and he did it. He did it. He lived that, and he was brilliant. So let's remember him for that.
Thank you.
Good evening, community members. My name is Ashley Dorellis. I just want to say my condolences to the family. I want to say my condolences to the community. I didn't know Dr. Boomer, but as a filmmaker, I organized through media, and I saw this post on social media. I was at work. I reposted about it earlier this morning. Just like we didn't know Breonna Taylor or George Floyd, we come to stand in solidarity. I drove all the way out from Vallejo, California for this because we have to show up for our community. It brought me so much joy to see the backup. It brought me joy to park my car and walk over here. It brought me joy to show up for this community because it's scary when you think nobody's gonna show up for you. But to see this love, to see everybody showing up, I know we angry, I know your feelings are valid, however you feel. This man was an educator. This man planted seeds, literally, y'all. It is an honor to be able to say my condolences. I am so terribly sorry that y'all are a part of a club that I don't wish upon my enemies. But as a community member, it is my honor to serve, and we will honor Dr. Boomer's name. So say his name. One more time. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Ashe.
Hi, everybody. I remember when I met Dr. Boomer. He welcomed me at Castlemont, and he welcomed me at Castlemont, and he was so beautiful, y'all. He was very inspirational. He was brilliant. He was a leader, and he's a visionary. And he kept on telling me, Miss Franklin, you could go to school. You can get your master's. And he came to my house, y'all, and sat with me for 6 hours to help me write my my lesson plan and help me write my slides so I could apply for graduate school. And I got in graduate school, y'all, because of Dr. Boomer believing in me. And he also helped my daughter get in graduate school, too. And I graduated, y'all, last June 2nd. I received my Master's of Arts in Education and my credential in Special Ed, and I work at Castlemont, and I work with 9th graders. And so he was like, when I told him I graduated, he was like, yeah! He was so pumped up. And I remember when he got his doctorate. He was like, Miss Franklin, I got my doctorate. I was like, Dr. Boomer! And y'all, he was just so brilliant. He was a stand-up man, a stand-up guy. He was a visionary. He used to always say, hello, good people. That was his word. And y'all, he was just so positive, and he gave so much to our students at Castlemont. He's going to be missed. I had just seen him on Wednesday after he had just did the urbanology SUDA pathway presentations. And he had just had some Raising Cane. I said, you didn't save me no chicken? And he was like, no, ain't no chicken for you, Miss Blanket. And he said, he gave me some lemonade, though, y'all. And that's the last. He gave me some lemonade. I never had no Raising Cane lemonade, but he gave me some. And that's my last time I seen him. And I'm sad. I'm going to miss him. But I'm so grateful that he gave me the wisdom and the knowledge and the inspiration to go to school. And now I got my Master's of Art in Education. I told him maybe I'm going to go get my doctorate now. I might have to get my doctorate in the name of him. So thank you, Dr. Boomer.
I love that everyone is sharing such positive memories of Dr. Boomer. He was such an inspirational Black man to the youth in deep East Oakland. So impactful. Less than 2% of Black men are in the field of education, and he just shined, truly, and had such an impact on everyone that he came across with, and he definitely is going to be missed. The Castlemont community, East Oakland, it's just really sad that, he was also a God-fearing man. And so a senseless accident like this is just so hard to wrap your mind around when someone's purpose has been so impactful and so large. And so I think it's important for all of us that are here showing up to continue that in our spaces that we occupy, continue to be of help, continue to be a resource, continue to be inspirational with everyone, especially these youth that you come across with, because they need it. And he understood that. And so from the Youth Uprising community, we, are sending our condolences and our love to the family, friends, community that has been impacted. This is a tough one. This is a tough one for us all.
Yes, on behalf of Youth Uprising and all of our youth in Deep East Oakland, Dr. Boomer definitely had a very special place in all of our hearts. Castlemont is our family. We're right next door for those that don't know. And as Ashari was saying, he was a God-fearing man. And we just need to pray and pull everybody together. And we just need to stick together as a community. But let's remember him and let's honor him. And remember tonight when the stars come out that we have a really, really bright and shining star, because that's what he was for these youth. He was a bright and shining star. And let's just keep it positive and let's uplift the family in prayer. Let's do that for them. Let's give a shout out. Boomer. Boomer.
Hi, everybody. I'm Miss McCoy. I'm also representing the Castlemont. I'm also representing Power. Yes, Power. Use your teacher voice. All right, here we go. I'm also representing the Castlemont family, and I too, the last time I saw Dr. Boomer was Wednesday at our SUDA Integrated Project Showcase. Dr. Boomer was an awesome thought partner for our integrated project. I'm an ELA teacher. He helped me help the students write a policy letter to the elected officials about our Coliseum project. And when he saw the finished product, he was like, this is exactly what I envisioned. Good job. He was a stand-up guy, as you heard, but he encouraged. He was funny. He loved to travel. He just turned 40. He just got back from the island. He loved food. He was a foodie. So the Canes was the highlight of Wednesday. We had the project and when we had the Canes. And the last thing I said to Dr. Boomer as we were cleaning up that event, because he had left his food in the library on the shelf, Boomer, is this your food? He said, yes, and that's my drink too. Don't touch it. So everybody spoke his name, but I used to do the chants when I would see him. And it would be Boomer, Boomer, Boomer. And that was a thing that I did often. And he'll be sorely missed. So, I'm sorry.
My name is Naya. I want to talk about how special Boomer was to so many people. I met him after I graduated from college. I had my first job, and I was on the computer a lot, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to fight for environmental justice, and I went to Castlemont, and I had the opportunity to meet him. And the first thing he said is, "Hey, welcome. My name's Boomer." And he just cared about everyone. There's not one person he didn't lend a hand to. Not one. And every time I came to Castlemont, I said, "Where's Boomer at? Where's Boomer at?" I would look for him in that big hug. And the last time I saw him was, I think, the May 17th farm day. The farm work day. That was a beautiful day. Him and my boyfriend Avi were digging in the they were digging up those weeds. They both took their jackets off. They both had their white shirts, black pants. They were like sweating. And Boomer was like, "Let's keep going. No, let's keep going. Let's keep going." And I think that's the beautiful thing about him, is that he made sure that you knew you could keep going and you can do it. You can do anything. And I'm gonna hold him in my heart forever. He is such a special person, and my heart goes out to the family and everyone here. We love you, Boomer.
Everyone is saying how Boomer always thought about others. That's the number one thing that you knew if you met Marvin Boomer. Marvin Boomer was not my biological brother, but he was the brother I chose. I met Boomer at a carnival when he came to my booth and got some food. And he said, I love this food, man. Give me your number. I gave him my number. And, you know, that happens a lot. But Boomer called me 2 weeks later and said, I got an event for some kids that need some recognition. Can you do anything? I said, no problem. And I showed up and I catered inside the classroom at Castlemont. Boomer loved the community. I'm an Oakland native. Boomer was not. He's a transplant from Tennessee and D.C. and everywhere else. But Boomer loved Oakland too. Everybody's calling him Dr. Boomer. I called him Marv and I called him Homeboy. What I'm saying is this. They're calling him Dr. Boomer. When you hear about a black doctor, it's usually a black woman, and that's usually rare, like a unicorn. Boomer was a black man, and he was a doctor. That's even more rare than a unicorn. He was a Pegasus. We lost a star here. We lost a star here, and it did not have to happen. It did not have to happen. Oakland is a beautiful place. This is beauty right here. This is love. This is community. I'm not surprised, not in the least. I heard people say they were surprised. I'm not surprised. Boomer was the most altruistic individual you would ever come across. And whenever him and I would come into contact, I would have somewhere to be in 20 minutes. He would have somewhere to be in 10 minutes. And he would have a room full of people waiting on him. And I would have an event that I'm about to be late for that's an hour away. He and I, we wouldn't separate. We always had meaningful, thoughtful dialogue, and we discussed important matters. We didn't let it get lost in the sauce. We talked about what was necessary. Boomer went to Howard Homecoming. He went to the Black Caucus. He went to all that. He said, I'm going to bring you to the Black Caucus, Charlie. I'm going to bring you to the... I said, bro, I'm really from Oakland, man. I got to pass. He's like, no, your voice needs to be in the room. He made me that promise. He was going to bring me there. When I found out yesterday, I was driving home from a high school graduation in San Jose, and his face popped up on my girlfriend's phone. And she showed me the picture. I said, that's my friend Marvin. And she's like, oh, no, Charlie. He died. He got hit by a fire hydrant. I couldn't believe it. I didn't believe it all last night. I couldn't come to terms with it. I came by here to see the place because I had to make it real. But before I came here, I went by his house. And sure enough, late at night, all of his lights were on and his curtains were open. And I knew it was true because Boomer, he was not a wasteful person. He would not have left them lights on, and he definitely would have not left those curtains open. I'm wounded. I'm wounded beyond repair because I lost a friend. All of my friends moved away from Oakland. I got 2 friends left in Oakland. Now I got 1. You know, people come here and work, but they don't live here. You know, we from the soil here. Oakland means something. Boomer loved Oakland. He could have left. He was a star. He was a doctor. He could have went anywhere. They asked for him to come other places. He outgrew his position at Castlemont, so they created a new level for him. And he still wasn't on his level. Boomer was somebody. We lost somebody here. His name carries weight, and he never, ever looked for recognition. Not once did he look for recognition. I lost my friend here.
I'm Nayara. Mr. Boomer was my math teacher my sophomore and junior year. And I just want to appreciate him as a teacher. He was such a good teacher. He was like one of my favorite teachers. He really lit up the room. His energy just brought so much joy. He made math enjoyable when I hate math, and I think all of us did. He really knew how to just teach us and make it understandable and make it a safe space for us. And he will be missed, and I just want to send my love to his family and to the community. He was also one of the teachers who checked on me after I graduated from Castlemont, just to see how I was doing, what my plans were, how college was doing. And he was so supportive to all his students, even past leaving Castlemont. He really cared. He just has the biggest heart ever, and this feels so unreal to me. I'm a teacher now, and I can only hope that I can be as good as an educator as he was. I wrote a poem for him. Beacon of light in every student's eyes, offering guidance so patient and wise. Over and over you gave from the heart, making each student feel valued from the start. Ever inspiring with kindness so pure, remembered in love, your impact will endure. We love you, Boomer.
I'm also one of Boomer's students. He was my math teacher my sophomore and junior year as well. I feel like I hated math the most because I was never good at it. My younger brother did my math homework growing up, and I did his English homework. That was my subject. And every single time I came into Boomer class, I knew it was going to be a great time. He literally made learning math fun. I used to call him Mr. Boom Boom whenever I saw him. I didn't know if he enjoyed it or not, but I still did it. And yeah, he was just a great math teacher, the only math teacher I've ever loved, I've ever respected, and I've ever understood. And that's all I wanted to say. Just, he will be missed and loved.
I interacted with Boomer exactly one day in my life. My good friend from LA is married to one of his good friends from Memphis, and one day we all got together in Oakland and we were thinking to go out for brunch, and they suggested that instead Boomer invited us all to his place to cook for us. And it was wonderful. He was so generous, and he was so working hard, so hard in the kitchen to make sure that the food was on point, and it was. He's a great cook and an amazing host, and we spent the day in his living room doing karaoke. And I just, the way his friends talked about him and my experience of him, I knew, he was a really, truly good person down to the bone. And my heart goes out to all his friends and family.
I don't know if this is being recorded or whatever, but unfortunately, I haven't had contact with Boomer's family, and I just wanted to get back on this mic in case you all see this. I just really, really am sorry. We are here for you as a Castle family. If y'all need anything, let us know. I know the principal, can connect us, but I just wanted to make sure to make a note of that. And I know that if they do need help or anything, we will definitely share and hope that people can support with anything they may need. I just wanted to definitely say that because I'm not sure if I'll be able to connect with his family. Thank you.
All I do know about that is that family is here, and folks from East Oakland community are holding them, and they will take the lead on the next steps in celebrating his life, and we'll be of service as you all ask us to be.
Hey everyone. I am, like many of you, processing what happened here with Boomer, and I can just say that what a light he clearly was, and that we can all aspire to live a life with so much meaning. You know, clearly he had such an impact. I wish I knew Boomer, and he raised a generation, and he's such an inspiration. I just want to say that my office, this is the city councilor for this district. If you need support, we definitely plan to honor his memory. That's the least that we can do. And to please contact the office if you need support, if you need therapy, if you need services, because this is clearly such a rippling impact on the community. And so just please do reach out. That's all I say, and I'd like to give it back because really this is about the community and everyone who knew him. But you can reach us at district2@oaklandca.gov or cwang@oaklandca.gov. Thank you so much.
I know I spoke before, but I just wanted to add a couple of things because I haven't heard anybody talk about Boomer and family. Boomer came from Memphis. He had 2 brothers, and I think it was 2 or 3 sisters. During the time Boomer was teaching here at Castlemont, both of his brothers tragically died. And he internalized that, and he dealt with that, but they were 3 musketeers. They tragically died. And he became the patriarch of all the cousins and nephews and all that kind of carrying on. Boomer didn't have no kids, but he put all of that energy that you would have as a parent into these kids. He treated these kids in the Deep East like they were his. Brown, black, didn't matter. So I want you to know about the fact he wasn't married. His girlfriend, she wasn't chopped liver. She was a powerful force. So they was on their way to being a powerful couple. But they just were. And so I just want to say this. You know, I grew up in L.A., went to Morehouse, lived in New York, lived all over the country. Been around them Harvard dudes and them Wharton dudes in the business roundtable. I ain't never seen a dude like Boomer. Never. And he was chill, under the radar. You didn't see him coming. He wasn't preening and primping. So when you think about a dude like that, I mean, I've been in Oakland 35 years. I ain't seen a dude like him. So that's for Boomer. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I would be remiss if I didn't say nothing. I never met Dr. Boomer, but a teacher inspired my life. A teacher once told me I too could be the next Gordon Parks while handing me a camera. And at that point, I never knew what she was talking about until today. I'm doing the work in the community because a woman named Miss Marilyn Washington Harris saved my life and allowed me to use my art to inspire hope and healing in the community. I say that because, like someone said earlier, Dr. Boomer led seeds in the community, and I see a lot of young men here. So use your art, use your gifts in memory of Dr. Boomer. I work with families who lost loved ones. I design funeral programs. I do crisis responding, community outreach. And I want to come here. I was invited down by council members to do some support for you all. Just like Auntie Kat says, there's ATP healers on the corner. If you feel like you just connect the dots, it's okay. Talk to the healers, get some help to process these things. My art saved my life, a teacher saved my life, and that's why I do it. If you just don't know what to do, then on June 7th at the West Oakland Library, we'll have a healing circle. At whatever time you feel like you just want to talk about something, then give Miss Marilyn Washington Harris from the Gaddafi Washington Foundation a call. The number is area code 510-830-8616. It's cool. It's okay. It's all right. Please ask for help. And utilize Dr. Boomer in a way to grow seeds and plant seeds in the community to help some hope, healing in this community, because Oakland, we all need it. Bless you, and I thank you for the opportunity to speak.
I don't know if we have any singers here who would like to share their voice in honor of Boomer. My spirit is calling for a song, and I'm not the deliverer, I am the messenger.
I too am not the deliverer. I'm doing my job.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jamil. I used to farm at Castlemont. It was like 2019, 2020, 2021. I talked to Boomer in passing. You know, I always liked his energy, and I'm more of an energy person. I forget what you said anyways, so I always liked him, and it's been some years. Just to be brief, in general, I started at a black farmer's market, and I was at Castlemont. I felt very much connected to the black community, which is important for me because I grew up in San Mateo. And so, you know, getting some of that exposure was really good, especially professionally, and farming and seeing some of the young kids at Castlemont, you know, definitely holding their own, lifting definitely more than me. So that was amazing. And it'd been some time, and I was basically poached to a more lucrative opportunity in a farmer's market at Grand Lake in Oakland. And with that, you know, I was able to pay some bills, but sacrifice a lot of the connections to the community that I had built at that point, not without thinking about it every day in the back of my mind for sure. And then one day this year, it had been about 3 years since I'd been like at Castlemont and kind of I'd seen some of the community members since then. But he came up, and in order for you to actually make it to that mark, you have to actually intentionally go there. And I feel like he intentionally went out of his way to come see me. And what it felt like was it felt like a portal, like a door was opened back to Castlemont and back to the community, back to home, back to the brotherhood, back to that energy. Again, having not known him very well, I know exactly what energy he brought to me when I saw him last in February, and it was magical, and I won't forget it, and I won't forget Boomer ever. So thank you so much, Boomer, and everyone for being here.
Boomer was a man with a small frame, but Boomer was a giant. He was a gentle giant, and he swayed without raising his voice. He swayed without arguing. He listened patiently, and then he gave thoughtful responses. Boomer was my friend. Boomer was highly educated. And as we know, the general thing that happens is the more educated you are, the further you get away from God. Boomer was the opposite. Boomer was highly educated, and Boomer loved God. He loved the Lord, and he believed in Jesus. I'm not saved. I'm not going to pretend like I am. But I know that Boomer loved the Lord, and I know that Boomer believed and was a believer. So on that note, I don't know all the words, but I'm going to sing a song from my childhood in honor of my friend, because I don't know if I'll never get another chance. Jesus said, I am he who supplies all your needs. And you said, I know, but tomorrow. Jesus said, I am he who supplies all your needs. And you said, I know, but tomorrow, Tomorrow, tomorrow is not promised. Won't you hear the Lord today? How, please, don't just turn and walk away. Tomorrow is not promised. Won't you hear the Lord today? For tomorrow may be too late. Boomer didn't believe in procrastination. Do whatever you say you're going to do it today. Boomer had plans and he's not here anymore.
I worked with Dr. Boomer at Castlemont for several years, and he worked tirelessly to make education inspiring and relevant to Black and brown youth in Deep East Oakland. I think that was one of his greatest strengths, was putting students in situations where they would see what they were truly capable of. And he was inspiring to me as an educator, just sharing tips and tricks and things we did in the classroom to support our students in learning math. And I'm gonna miss him dearly, and it's a huge loss to Oakland and Castlemont and the whole community.
Hi, everybody. I just want to disclaim that I did not personally know Dr. Boomer, but that my good friend did. And you can feel the impact of someone that loves so deeply, and so truly, and with their whole spirit and in truth. And someone did call in the spirit for song, and I do sing. And I also was born up in church, so they said he was, oh, can you still not hear? Oh, okay, okay. I was like, what? Okay. And I hope that we can all join in. Anna let me know that this is a song that he wanted, or that he liked. And so it's a change is going to come. And it sounds like that was his testimony. All right now, and no matter what your religion is, I know you have a testimony. And please know that your life matters. And please know that your spirit speaks and gives off an essence that lives on into forever, that no one can take away from you prematurely. Your essence will live on, because I know his students are going to go on and keep giving love. I know his echo will keep going into eternity, amen, and no one can take that away from you. Okay, no one can take that away from us. No one can take that away from the ground here. Love echoes forever. Love does, in fact, conquer all, amen. All right now. Also, my voice is probably going to crack because I'm emotional right now. So please join me in and let this be a prayer for your life. May we be agents of change. May we love each other deeper. And I'm talking for real, because I know it's scary out here, and I know life is hard, but the only way we've ever gotten through that is by loving each other better, and by being curious about each other, and by deciding to see the fear and look it in the face and saying, no, I'm going to plant myself like a tree planted by the rivers of water. I shall not be moved. Okay? So let's sing together. Amen.
Just like that river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long, 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 long time coming, but I know
long, a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come.
Oh, yes, it will.
Oh my God, yes. I go to the movies and I go downtown.
And somebody keep telling me,
don't come around. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes it will.
then I go to my brother. Oh, yes,
and I say, brother,
please. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. It's been a
long time coming, but I know the change gon' come. Oh, yes it will.
It's been a long